Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from mousesteps.com.
And this is episode number 219.
219.
Of Mousesteps Weekly.
Sponsored by MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel. Check out their website for the latest offers at Walt Disney World and other Disney destinations. And they will work to get you the best deal available for your trip, monitoring bookings, just like I used to do when I was a travel agent, to get the best deal.
We love the best deal.
I absolutely do. So check them out.
And also the allears.net weekly newsletter.
And this week it's a Bits and Bytes issue, which catches everyone up on the month ahead. In this issue, they have a Step Back in Time feature all about Typhoon Lagoon. Steve Barrett is a regular in Bits and Bytes and shares hidden Mickey alerts, which is always a lot of fun. Also featured is a souvenirs section, highlights of the new Rivers of Light merchandise, and there's a ton of it, too.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And they also have tips, magical moments, and a lot more, so I always read it every week.
Check out the show notes for full information on how to subscribe. We highly recommend it.
And it's free.
So first off this week, we are at Disney's Port Orleans Resort for the Mardi Gras Parade.
This is a Mardi Gras Pargo parade. It's like golf carts. I think Pargo is actually like a name for a Pargo cart, like Q-tips is a name for a cotton swab.
Right.
Something like that. So,
basically, it's a golf cart parade.
Yes, and each week or each year they're themed differently. The parade is themed differently, and this year it was for transportation.
I was so happy when I saw transportation because there's so many things they can do with it, and they did do with it, as we're about to see.
Well, you can do like the parks, you can do animation, so they did quite a few different items. Kilimanjaro Safaris here is the first cart.
So detailed.
And that was a lot of fun, although the apes are not on the Kilimanjaro Safari, so I'm not sure.
Look at you being very technical.
I wasn't.
It's a good thing you're not a judge. Look at how she gave me a rubber ducky there and a couple beads. See, right away. And the monorail, look at this. So cool. You have the full green monorail, and they actually had the old Jack Wagner monorail spiel playing out of the cart, which was really cool.
And each department, there's different departments, of course, that work at the different resorts, and each department had one of these carts.
Here we have Steamboat Willie, complete with Mickey. You have a moving paddle wheel and everything.
I will say this was the best year.
It just gets better every year, better and better.
Last year sort of set the bar with the Darth Vader bouncing cart, and all of a sudden, like everybody wants to do like the best cart ever, and they did a really great job.
Competition is good.
It is good, and then you have. Right, from Planes, and I'm trying, Dusty Crop Hopper, I think.
I'm so impressed that you remembered.
I did an article. I looked it up. I would have never remembered the name, although I did enjoy the movie.
Well, that must be what the D is on the back of it.
Yes, Dusty. Yeah. And next is a Wedway People Mover. It's not as big a people mover as
just
when you go to the
one
park.
Cart, yes. But what I like about this one is the cast members there seem to have the authentic outfit as well. So perfectly themed.
I hadn't even thought about that. And we have the, I believe this was a Roy O. Disney.
That's right, the Walt Disney World Railroad with the full smoke. We saw this parade 3 times, and the smoke only worked perfectly that one time.
I never saw the smoke in person. And also the Disney Cruise Line bus. And this is by Engineering, who did the
Darth Vader.
Yes, that was like the best cart.
You can sort of tell with the bouncing cruise line bus here.
It looks like the same exact. They must have a bouncing cart under there. So it really was a lot of fun. And we have video of this, a longer video, standalone. And also you can check out the Darth Vader one from last year, which was pretty awesome, and everybody loved that.
Well, if anybody from Port Orleans is watching, please, please, please put in the show notes the winners, because I would love to know who won.
Is there a winner?
Yeah, last year somebody put the winners in, somebody that worked there, so that would be really cool if they can do that for us.
And this is an Up house. I didn't get as good a view until they parked them, which I guess we'll be showing.
We'll be seeing that later. Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was a really good one as well.
Well, I remember that when the Up House won the Fort Wilderness Golf Cart Parade, you wanted it. And we could have had it.
I know. We could have taken it away.
We were offered it, but we declined. We had not room for
I was sick, or else I would have had us try to take it home.
Princess Tiana made an appearance as well.
And it used to be Princess Tiana and Prince Naveen in the car.
If you look at my separate video, I did inquire about Naveen and also Lewis. So she was nice as always and answered all my questions. So a lot of fun talking to Tiana.
And for the first time ever, we've been doing this for 6 years, they parked the Pargo carts, the theme carts right here near the
in the courtyard
in
there.
the
So
courtyard.
nice. It reminded me of the Rose Parade in California, in Pasadena, California. After they have the Rose Parade, they park them all in the park, and people can look and just walk around and take pictures. And this was such a nice thing to do. Brilliant. I hope they do it every year.
I don't know if they put all the carts, and I don't know if I saw the Kilimanjaro Safaris one out here, so maybe they did park all the carts. I didn't see them.
I believe they did.
But the Up House especially, it was nice to kind of get in and look at it a little bit more closely.
And we also discovered another Fat Tuesday treat, the King Cake.
Well, I believe that Port Orleans French Quarter sells this all year round. I had never had one, so that was a lot of fun. A friend got it and let us try it, and then the next day we bought one at
Publix.
At Publix, I saw it, and it was half price. I'm like, $3.75 for this king cake, so why not? So I brought that home.
All right, it's that time again. Epcot International Flower and Garden Festival opening day.
And we've already shown a lot of the topiary, so we'll show what we haven't seen yet.
Which is plenty.
Which is plenty. This is the Epcot front entrance topiary. It's called Welcome Spring, Fun, Food, and Flowers. It's inspired by a Walt Disney short film, and it features Mickey, Minnie, Daisy, and Pluto around a maypole. So it's not as big of a topiary display as we've seen sometimes in the past, but it's still very floral, very
It's
pretty.
beautiful. It's different, but I miss Goofy. You should always have a giant Goofy, especially if he has a hose with him.
That was pretty funny a couple of years ago.
Yes.
So, and you see the monorail passing by. It's vibrant, but we'll see it even become more vibrant as the days go on.
Another one of my favorite displays here, we have Chip and Dale.
And they are part of a photo opportunity where you can get inside and have your picture taken with them within the display. This is not the only display that has that. Snow White also has one, and you can see where you can walk in here. And also, there's a butterfly display, but not really a display. It looks like chalk art, and you stand on it, and it looks like you stand on butterflies.
We don't have that picture yet, but that'll
Tomorrow
be our goal.
we'll probably
That'll
do
be our
that
goal
tomorrow.
to get that. But anyway, we have a beautiful model coming up, and we'll have her sort of demonstrate the whole process of this being inside the topiary. So that'll
I'm
be
not
there.
sure what you mean.
Oh, you'll see in about 2 seconds. Here we go. Here comes. There's the model right there. What a nice
It
picture.
looks so bright there, doesn't it?
I lightened it because it was very shadowed and you couldn't see you. Here's another one like that. This is my favorite of all. Why don't you tell us about this one?
Well, this one you're with Snow White, although you can't really see the dwarves behind you, and then you get props. So
Axes?
it's kind of weird to have the axe behind Snow White, but it's you know what? It's a lot of fun, and I like that they're doing more with the photo pass, just like at the Festival of the Arts they did too.
I agree. I love the interactive photo opportunities.
And here's Huey, Dewey, and Louie with Donald. Huey, Dewey, and Louie were new last year, and they all were at the front topiary area. Actually, as you're walking out, you would have seen them last year, and they have the same items, the shovels, the hose, the everything that they have here for gardening.
Well, I like it this year. They're much closer to you, much easier to see, and of course, much easier to photograph, which is always good for us. It was always packed with people around the front.
It gets a little busy, though, with the PhotoPass photographer. So, especially get there early. If
I
you
just
want a
wait in
photo.
line and
That's
take
true.
my
And then
picture.
you-
And they always let you. That's a little pro tip there.
And then you had Phineas and Ferb. They were back again. And this is a little new this year. The Cars Theme Road to Florida 500 is a little new. There's no tow mater, but there is a new Cruz Ramirez, and we'll see that in a second. Lightning McQueen is back. Lightning's been here about 5 years now, not just in the garden, but starting in Tokyo, I believe, was the first year.
What's quite interesting, if you read the little signs here, you learn a little bit more about Cars 3 and about the what these characters are doing in the film. So I thought that was kind of cool. I'm really excited for Cars 3, believe it or not.
Well, I didn't even read the signs. Isn't
You
that
should
terrible? I
read
need to
the
read them.
signs.
Oh, I see now. Yes, Cruz Ramirez is a female car, and she is new for Cars 3. And so this is one of the new topiaries this year.
So last Sunday, as you know, I was at the Daytona 500, which I go to every year, and they had a lot of Cars 3 stuff there. They had lots of merchandise, and they had the voice of Lightning McQueen, Owen Wilson, there. I think he gave the command to start your engine, so that was really cool to see him.
And I know that they had Lightning and Cruz in car form, but you never even saw
Well,
them, right?
I know why, because they were in the pit area where I was not allowed to be in. So I did not quite have that good of a ticket.
Oh, well, maybe next time you can have that.
But I did see that. I did that was a special area. But anyway, very, very cool. And I'm really looking forward to this one. I know Cars 2 wasn't all that great, but I think Cars 3 will be good.
And okay, now we're looking at the Three Caballeros. They had been here before in 2007. I'm not sure if they had been here after that, but they've been over at Disney's Coronado Springs for many years
Well,
as
they
well.
disappeared from Coronado Springs maybe
Last
a
year.
year and a half ago.
I think it was last year, but
Right around when the buffalo disappeared from the
Wilderness Lodge. Well, not only that, though, but Coronado Springs, I don't know that they're going to go back to Coronado Springs because Coronado is going to be under a lot of construction.
Right.
Coronado is going to have a 15-story tower, if you don't know it. So it's going to be that'll be very interesting.
Regardless, it was wonderful to see them
Yes,
back. I love them.
they look great.
Oh boy, here we go.
Our tradition is to go to the Fleur de Lis booth over at France. It's always fun to kind of see them opening and
For the first time.
For the first time during the Epcot Flower and Garden
There's
Festival
Eric
and
right
the Food
there.
Wine. Yes, Eric is terrific, and I just want to mention we tried a number of items here, and you can see the menu: the macaron framboise. It's a chocolate. It's got chocolate fudge in it, and
so
a
good.
raspberry jam. It is like the perfect dessert.
By the way, what a way to start the day, or the dining portion of the day for us anyway.
And that is an onion tart with sautéed onions, fresh thyme, rosemary. It's very soft. And then new this year is a baked chicken with crawfish and rice peel off.
Right there. Oh boy, was that good.
It was all good. And they also have, I think, 4 different drinks, including La Vie and Rose frozen slushy with Grey Goose orange. And then there's sparkling wine. So we tried one of the sparkling wines.
And the slushy,
was
every
so
year that
good.
slushy is amazing, so refreshing. But we are going to have an unsolicited review coming up. One of our friends, our good friend Kevin from Canada, we kept telling him how good the macaron was, so we brought him over there and let him decide for himself. So here he goes. He's taking his first bite, and you'll see from the picture coming up what he thought of it.
He loved the item, and just
Look
as
at how
much as
happy.
I do. Like, this is the item that I usually get several times during the festival.
It is wonderful. We will be getting them many more times, I'm sure.
And so next, we also tried the Northern Bloom Canada booth, and you tried the seared scallops.
Well, let's not forget the foodles.
Foodles.
Foodles. It looks funny, but this foodles is good.
Well, it has carrots and cheese and some pretzels.
And a dip.
And I
Ranch dip.
thought that was pretty good, actually. So it's something I would actually get if I want something a little healthy around the festival.
And I think these are the beef tips coming up.
Right. I like them, but I didn't love them. I thought the Bordelaise sauce it was a little too strong in the wine. It didn't feel like it had
Right, I agree.
disappeared out of it
Nothing
enough.
special there, but the scallops, which you're looking at here, were fantastic. I loved those. They were great.
I know you raved about them. The first bite of the beef, I was like, oh, this is pretty good. But then it's like, oh, it's a little heavy in the wine. And you also tried the beer flight.
Right, the beer flight, and we'll talk about that in a second. But first, we're going to talk about these popcorn shakes, one with alcohol and one without.
Well, it's a maple popcorn shake. There's not a ton of popcorn in it, both with and without whiskey.
What do you prefer?
I liked them both. They were different. Probably, for a drink, I'd probably go without.
And of course, we have the beer flight, and I did try all 3 of those beers. They were all very good. Nothing spectacular like some of the beer flights, but this was great, though.
I think it's called a Nanaimo Bar Trifle. It's named after a city in British Columbia, and I didn't realize it was chocolate. It looks like berry, and I was like, okay,
Pleasantly
I'll try
surprised
it.
with that yummy chocolate.
Anytime it's chocolate, I'm very happy.
This was so much fun. This year's Egg-stravaganza, the scavenger hunt around World Showcase.
And it costs $5.99. We get a discount because we're pass holders. And this is, they've done it for several years now. They have different egg hunts, different kinds of hunts
They
around.
have the Remy hunt, and
Right.
they just started the new one with the Figments this year.
Right, so
Festival of the Arts.
different hunts around World Showcase during the year.
We have done every hunt in the history of Epcot. How do you like that?
So far.
All on video. All on video as well.
And it also gives you a little prize at the end. And we are showing spoilers now.
Right, we're showing only the first 2 eggs. So if you don't want to find out where the first 2 eggs are, fast forward for about a minute and a half, and then you'll be safe.
And they are harder to find this year. Not all of them, but most of them are harder to find than ever before. As you can see from this one, we're looking at
Yeah,
Thumper
way
right
down
now.
by the bottom of the waterfall. It took me a while. I had no idea it would be down there.
Well, when they first started, they were never inside, and they were always really within, if you were on the perimeter, walking around the World Showcase Lagoon.
You didn't have to actually go well into the country to
You
find
didn't
them.
have to go in the country hardly at all, yeah. So
Both of those rules, by the way, have been broken this year.
Yes.
Because this next one in the UK was inside one of the shops, which was has never ever happened before.
And I think that maybe half of them were inside this time.
Which
and
was
that
nice because
maybe
it was
half
very
outside.
hot on opening day. So it was delightfully air conditioned for some of the eggs.
Well, once we knew they could be inside or outside, it actually wasn't too hard to find all of them.
Mm-hmm.
But it took a while to kind of get, idea of what we were looking for. At first we were just getting frustrated because it's like, okay, we're not finding any eggs.
There were some that were really hard. Italy was really hard.
Italy was crazy,
so
yeah.
there are a few. So if you can't find them, at least you'll have our video that we're going to link to, which shows where they all are.
All the spoilers, yes. Or if you're not going to do it at all, it's interesting to see where they
And
are.
you can choose your prize, which is one of these nice plastic eggs. These are left over from last year, but they still had plenty, so you could have had any of the 6 from last year. And here are the 6 new ones, so you can actually take any of the 12 eggs, at least on opening day, for your prize.
Right, and I like the Lady and the Tramp ones are really cool, but then you also have Dory and Nemo.
But there was a bonus temptation. For $9.99, you could buy this Star Wars Darth Vader and R2-D2 egg. You can only buy them, at least as far as I could see, only at this one shop at the left-hand side on the way into World Showcase.
And Jeff didn't resist, and
I
he
did
brought
not
those
resist,
home.
but I got my 20% off because of the annual pass, so that was very nice.
So here are the flower tower trees. I always love coming over here to Universe of Energy to take photos because of the flowers, the water, the monorail,
Sort
and
of has it
Spaceship
all.
Earth.
It's got it all over there.
I do that every year. I take so many pictures over here. And we're over at the Festival Center
And
now.
a first for opening day on a Wednesday, the Festival Center was open Thursday as well. Now, normally throughout the whole rest of the Festival Center will only be open Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Right. And the concerts are through Monday, though, Friday through Monday, which is also a little different from last year.
Now, this is very nostalgic for me. This is the former Wonders of Life Pavilion, so I sort of see lots and lots of memories. Every time I go around here, I see ghosts of all the old attractions.
It's nice to have it open during the year, during the festivals, even if there's no, Body Wars or Cranium Command.
The Making of Me.
Right. So hopefully they'll keep this open for this, but who knows? Epcot is going to be changing, I think, quite a bit in the coming years.
So now we're going to look at some of the merchandise, always a favorite. Lots of very
Figment.
nice merchandise. And
A lot of
Yes.
Figment.
So here's the first look.
And so not only do you have Figment, but you have a lot of Mickey and Minnie and garden rocks and really kind of a vintage look to some of the merchandise.
Very 70s look to it. Predates Epcot. I really like the merchandise. I will be purchasing some, that's for sure.
And last year they also were starting with more of a vintage look to some of it. But like the garden stones, the garden rocks, really a variety of different characters. And
Shelley May. Yeah, Shelley May in her gardening attire.
And she debuted a year or two ago in merchandise at Walt Disney World, just as Duffy was leaving.
So you spoke of Figment. We're going to look at the Figment section now. I think this is a Figment ladies shirt there.
Yes, and this isn't all the Figment items, I don't think, but there's quite a bit. And starting with Festival of the Arts, they really started with a ton of Figment merchandise.
I bet those sculpts right there are going to sell like hotcakes. If you want one, I would predict getting it very soon.
And the Figment Garden Stone, which we've never seen anything like this before with Figment. We've seen it with other characters, but Figment is really so popular, and I'm surprised over the last, 20 years they haven't done too much with him.
Well, they're making up for it now.
Yes, they are, especially with merchandise.
Well, even these nice Tervis cups, if you look carefully, they have put Figment in there as well. There he is on the left side
and
of
on the back.
Minnie's ear there, and on the back in the retro look. I actually like this Tervis, although it is more of a feminine type of a Tervis cup.
I like it. We have about 20 Tervises.
Probably have more than that.
I don't know if it's
drinking
more,
out
but...
of the Festival of the Arts Tervis
and
cup as we speak.
I have a Snoopy Christmas one right now. Plus, we have a Secret Life of Pets one
Oh,
over here.
And the garbage. You must have a trash can salt and pepper shaker.
And those are fun too. And then there's magnets and all kinds of stuff and annual pass merchandise. But then you have Minnie Mouse here, and we're just kind of giving an overview, and not, I don't think everything was here. I think we saw some other festival merchandise at other kiosks.
Well, this is my favorite place to shop because it's comfortable, it's air conditioned, almost everything. I really think you are going to see just about everything here.
Do you show the gift? Now, they have a gift card that smells like orange. It's like a scratch and sniff orange.
I don't think I showed that, and we tried it. It smells really good.
It does. It smells like orange. And
I do like, how can you go wrong? You have a monorail, you have Figment, you have Mickey. So cool.
And then Sorcerer Mickey Garden Rock, and you also have the Sorcerer Mickey we've already seen, more of a little sculpture.
Right, the sculpt. And here are Tervis pass holder. Are they goblets?
And well, they're wine glasses.
Wine
Tervis does
glasses.
have
Classy.
Yeah, I guess you could call it a goblet.
For $25 though.
Well, you get 20% off with the annual pass.
That's still expensive for a Tervis.
Yeah, no, and you know what, Tervis, they're usually around $20, so it's actually not too bad.
For once, I actually like the pass holder shirt. I will probably buy that shirt. That is a nice shirt. Oh, and here we are. We're going to do a quick pan. This is where the Making of Me used to be in the Garden Theater.
But now it's the making of the Epcot Flower and Garden Festival for 2017.
It's still a making, yeah. It still shows a making.
And I would like to see that. We haven't seen that one yet.
And Body Wars used to be right here on the right. That was the Body Wars, which is like Star Tours.
So no rides now.
No rides.
Okay, now we are looking at the illuminated gardens just a little bit. We will be hopefully going there very soon to see all of the gardens illuminated, but that was Beauty and the Beast. And now we have Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
It was nice to be there at sunset and see the garden, all the various topiaries start to be lit up and kind of come to life at night. I thought that was really nice.
And here are the three caballeros. I thought the lighting on them could be a little better. There was a lot of shadows on, especially on Donald's face. We have Lightning McQueen. The garden here was already closed, but you could see Lightning and Cruise both lit differently.
I think my very favorite lit topiary is coming up, though, the Figment topiary.
Now, I would like to see Figment just lit up just a tiny bit more, but I love how they lit the flowers behind
with
him.
different colors.
Yes.
Yeah, so nice and colorful. And of course, the entrance topiary was lit as well.
And really nicely. And they always do a good job with the entrance topiary as far as the lighting. Each year, the lighting gets a little bit better at night, better and better each year. And then you have the Flower and Garden Festival.
And that is another show. We're going to have lots more in the coming weeks as the festival continues.
And thanks to our sponsors, MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel, they have 80 professional travel agents ready to book your vacation, and not just to Walt Disney World, but other Disney parks, Universal, worldwide, pretty much anywhere you want to go. So check them out.
Also, the allears.net weekly newsletter. Like I said earlier, I will link to the show notes with full information on how to subscribe. We highly recommend you check them out as well.
So we are having a very good week coming up. We are planning to try the $15 tea tour at Epcot tomorrow. We booked that.
With scones.
With scones. I have an interview with Don Hahn about Beauty and the Beast on Monday. And I am learning to make sushi with Chef Morimoto on Monday as well. I won a contest for that.
And you don't even eat sushi.
I don't eat sushi, but I think it will be a lot of fun. I like different experiences. And then we have more Epcot, and I don't even know what else, but Typhoon Lagoon's coming up. I think that might be the following week. And
lots of goodness.
Lots to come.
Anyway, thanks again for listening. Have a great week, and we'll see you all next week.
Have a great week.